regulation has been a big issue for Baba for the last, I would say, year and a half or so. Now that's mostly out of the way. They're still not in the clear yet. Choose one or two was the biggest impediment, I would say, to owning this company. But that doesn't mean they're in the clear yet. So now with that eradicated, which means if you're a merchant and you want to sell your products, you don't have to use the Taobao service anymore exclusively. You can go to somebody like Pinduoduo, or you could go to JD, or you go to Kuaishou and Douyin, some of the other platforms now to sell your products. So that's great news for the merchants. It's great news for the customers to get more exposures there. But they're still not in the clear. So M&A to me is an issue. Government is going to take their time to look through all of the acquisitions that Alibaba has made, not only just Alibaba, but also with Tencent, which I think is a higher risk for M&A, regulatory risk. But with that said, let's look at the fundamentals, because I feel like everybody, when they talk about shorting Baba, they just say, oh, it's all the government. If you take out the government out of the way, we got to own this. These are great companies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but e-commerce growth has been missing for the last 6 months. I still am hearing a lot of positive feedback on e-commerce, but the fact of the matter is it hasn't met expectations yet. And what's more concerning to me is offline retail sales is still growing at a faster pace than e-commerce. When people thought with COVID happening last year, there was going to be a gigantic transformation of spending from offline retail to online retail, it happened maybe for a couple of months. And now when things normalized, because there are very few COVID cases in China these days, e-commerce has lagged behind. This is something that not many analysts keep talking, stress enough. So until that fundamental change kind of changes directions, it's also harder to like Alibaba. But I'll just say one more thing on this name, because today is a very important day for China, right? Because of the 100.
Because you're on the macro show.
Oh, well, because I'm with you, DJ. But today is a very important day for China, also because it's the 100-year anniversary of the Communist Party, and it's a day of celebration for China. For China, and I mentioned, this could potentially actually be a positive catalyst for the whole space, depending on what President Xi says, because there's a lot of speculation out there that, since it's a day of celebration and he wants to go through what China has achieved in the last 100 years, you couldn't have achieved that without the help of a lot of tech giants. So maybe he would say something more positive along that angle. But look, I'm going to be reading the tea leaves too for everything he says tonight. It's going to be a very important speech. But if he does say something more negative, potentially introducing more regulations as they move into a new China, a more advanced China, this could also be more negative.